Hi, I'm Jackie Van Ruler and I'm your beauty magician. And I love sharing holistic health and beauty tips with you. And today I want to talk about how you can use facial reflexology to relieve foot pain. So you may be experiencing plantar fasciitis, a bunion, you may have stubbed your toe and it hurts. For any reason that you're experiencing foot pain, I'm going to show you some different facial reflexology zones that you can work and a couple different ways that you can work them to relieve foot pain. So the first thing I'm going to show you is where the zones are. So the foot zones are right in this area of your brow, like just right above your brow and into your brow on both sides. And then also the area from the edge of your mouth kind of out here and down. So your entire chin and this whole area. So the very easiest thing that you can do is use this tool here, or you can even use one of the other facial reflexology tools, but this is probably the most popular. And this is the yang side, or the stimulating side, and this is the yin side. So you're going to start with the yang side first and just roll out the reflex zones. If this feels too irritating for you, just move directly to the yin side. But if it doesn't, if it feels good, you're just going to roll all the zones with the yang first. I'm just really going to work in here. I'm going to work above the brow. I'm going to work below the brow. And you can work this for as long or as short as you want to. It should always feel good. If it starts to feel like too much, just stop. I'm just going to roll the whole area right out here. So the yang side's stimulating, so it's going to bring up some redness, some irritation. You don't want it to get too irritated, but you just want to kind of get that blood flow going. And then once you're done with that, you can just roll the yin side and all the same reflex zones. And before you start, just make a mental note of how irritating that pain is. So that when you're done, your goal is to improve it by about 80%. You don't want to totally take away all the irritation, because what happens is your body will then do the rest of it for you. So, but just by stimulating these reflex zones, your body will then start to heal itself. And what will happen if you've had this plantar fasciitis or your bunion or whatever it is that's causing the pain for a while, is this will eventually come back. And then all you have to do is just roll that area again and then take away the pain. It's really easy. And it's great to just carry this in your purse, and any time that you want to use it, you can just use it on any reflex zone. Now I'm going to show you in a second way that you can stimulate the zones and find direct points. So I'm going to use this tool here. This is a detector. This detector has a fine point detector, and there's also this detector here which has a more blunt point. So I'm going to use this one because I want to find specific points and I want them to be activated. So all I'm going to do is just work around in this area, and I feel a point right there. So this is a point that feels more tender or more intense than other points around it. And I'm just going to hold that point until it starts to deactivate or some of the intensity goes away. So once that happens, I'm just going to keep following through in this area. And I found a point right here. So I'm just going to hold that one and just hold it until it starts to decrease. Now, if you've had plantar fasciitis or a bunion or whatever is causing you foot pain for a while, you may find quite a few of these points, and they could be fairly intense. You don't want to overwork them. Again, you want to get to about a 75 to 80% improvement. And I just found another point right here. For the sake of time, I'm just going to move on and do the exact same thing on the other side. You always, even if your foot pain is only on your right, you want to work both your right and your left side. Sometimes the reflex zones can be on the same side, sometimes they can be on the opposite, but you always want to even out your body. And I found a spot right here, so I'm going to hold that. And then I'm going to go down and just work this whole area. And I'm just going to go in here and try and find points that are activated. And again, you don't have to do this point. You can just do the rolling, and that will bring pretty significant relief. But if you want to do this, this is kind of fun to figure out exactly where the reflex points are. And you can actually literally feel sometimes the pain just leaving your body, or you can just feel like the intensity go down. It's really cool. All right, and I'm just gonna hold this point. And again, as you're searching for these, you may feel a bunch in one area and then you may not feel any for a little while. You don't have to hit every single point. You can just hit the ones that are the most intense for you. Again, if you're just learning facial reflexology and you want to learn how to use it on yourself, I suggest that you start with one roller, such as the yin yang roller is probably the most versatile, and then one detector. And you can either choose the fine pointed detector or the one that has a more blunt point, just depending on what you like to feel. Again, if you want to use the blunt point, you can do that exact same way. Again, you're still going to feel the points, they're just not going to be quite as intense because you're going to have that dispersed over a bigger area. You can also use the other side of this and just make some little circles in the area, and then when you feel a point, you can just kind of dig in with the one side. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please let me know what other questions you have about facial reflexology. What conditions are you wanting to solve? Do you have anxiety? Do you have digestive issues? Do you have allergies, back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, knee pain? These things all show up on your body. For instance, for somebody who does have foot pain, they may have acne, or they may have moles, or they may have things in this area or above here. A lot of times I'll see people that have chronic foot pain have like little, like this almost like a raised area right in this area. So these things do show up on your face, and through facial reflexology, you can get rid of how they show up on your face, as well as the intensity that they're giving you in your body. Thank you for watching. I look forward to hearing from you and hearing about what you would like to learn about in facial reflexology.